Hey, if you're a health science student at the University of Puthisastra, you're going to want to see this. We're about to dig into a framework that could totally change how you study and, maybe more importantly, how much you actually remember.
All right, let's kick things off with a feeling that I'm pretty sure we've all had.
You know the feeling, right? You walk out of that lecture hall, your notebook is crammed with notes, but your brain just feels blank. It's super frustrating, and it happens to everyone. But I promise you, there is a science-backed way to deal with this.
And look, the answer isn't about just studying harder or pulling more all-nighters. It's about studying smarter. It's all about understanding how our brains are actually wired to learn things best.
So think of this ICAP framework as like a roadmap for your brain. By the way, ICAP just stands for interactive, constructive, active, and passive. It's basically a system that ranks learning activities from what's kind of meh to what's incredibly effective.
What's so cool about this is seeing learning as a journey. Not all study methods are created equal, you know? The whole idea is to move from left to right here, from just kind of paying attention to actually creating knowledge with other people. Let's break down what each of these steps really looks like.
Okay, so let's start with the first two levels of the framework. Honestly, these are probably the ways of learning you're most used to in your day-to-day life as a student.
This is ground zero, the absolute starting point. This is when information is just coming at you, and your main job is to just, well, soak it in.
So think about it. Listening to a pharmacology lecture, watching a video of a procedure, or just reading a chapter on anatomy. All of this is super important for getting that foundational knowledge. But what do they all have in common? It's a one-way street. Information comes in, but nothing really comes out from you. You're just absorbing.
Now we're taking our first step up that staircase. This is where you stop being just a spectator in your own education and you actually start physically doing something with the material.
See the jump? Now you're physically doing something. Maybe you're grabbing a highlighter, or you're pausing and rewinding a video to catch a detail, or doing a matching exercise with drug names. You're moving the information around, but, and this is key, you're not creating anything new yet. It's a good step for sure, but we can go higher.
Okay, let's get to the good stuff. Now we're moving into the levels where that real deep, sticky learning actually happens. This is where you switch from being a consumer of information to a creator of knowledge.
This is a massive leap, honestly. In constructive mode, you're going way beyond the stuff you were given. You start generating your own ideas, making your own connections, basically making it your own. And that's the real difference maker. What you produce is something brand new, something that came from your head. A concept map, explaining something in your own words, coming up with a hypothesis. Your lecturer didn't just hand you those things, you made them.
And here we are, the top of the staircase. This is hands down the most powerful way to learn. It takes all that great stuff from the constructive level and then adds the incredible dynamic of working with other people.
So in this mode, you're building on what someone else says, you're defending your own ideas, and together you're co-creating this shared understanding that's way bigger and better than what any one of you could have come up with alone.
This graphic just nails it, doesn't it? It pulls the whole framework together. Just look at that row on the bottom for visible output. It literally goes from no visible outputs under passive all the way over to creating information that goes beyond a single partner's individual contributions under interactive. That's the journey. That's the goal.
So you're probably thinking, okay, this all sounds great, but what does this actually look like in my real classes at UP? Well, the good news is you're probably already doing it and maybe didn't even realize it.
Here's a little peek behind the curtain. Your instructors are using this stuff on purpose. They have a whole toolkit of activities designed specifically to push you up that ICAP staircase, to get you into those deeper, more powerful modes of learning. I mean, just look at a few of these. Think, pair, share. That takes you from your own quiet, constructive thoughts right into an interactive chat. Brainstorming with a group, that's pure co-creation. And working through a complex case study together, that is peak interactive learning. You're solving problems exactly like you will out in the real world.
But here's the thing. Understanding this framework isn't just for your professors. It's for you. This knowledge gives you the power to take the steering wheel of your own education, both inside the classroom and out. So, if you're going to remember one thing for your own study time, let it be this. Don't just review it, produce something. Seriously, push yourself past just highlighting or rereading your notes. Challenge yourself to draw a diagram from scratch.
Try to explain a really tough concept out loud to the wall. That act of generating something new is what makes learning actually stick in your brain.
So, the next time you're sitting in a class or studying for a test, I want you to think about this staircase. Ask yourself, what's one small thing I can do right now to move up a level? How can I go from just being a passive sponge to being an active, constructive, and interactive creator of my own knowledge? The power, truly, is in your hands.